We are now streaming live on YouTube. Once again, good morning, everybody. Everyone has already been sworn in. This is your magistrate court first appearance in the magistrate court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case, nor are we here to take a plea. I am merely here to inform you of the charges that have been brought against you. I'm going to advise you of certain rights, set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing for some of you, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who have been brought to testify against you. You also have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses on your own behalf by subpoena. You have the right to testify and offer evidence on your own behalf should you choose to do so. But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. Please look forward. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. And at this point, the court will appoint each of you an attorney. You always have the right to represent yourself or to hire your own counsel. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds pending the release of your prosecution of this case. This bond may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold this cash bond until your case is closed. At that time, the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted the bond. You could also use a commercial bonding company, which may charge up to 15% of your bond as a fee for their service. This fee will not be returned. You may also have someone who wishes to post property on your behalf as a property bond. To do this, this property must have a net equity in the amount of 3 times the amount of your bond. What that means is if I set a bond for $2,000, the property must have at least $6,000 in equity to qualify for a property bond. Everyone here will have special conditions on your bond. At minimum, you will not be permitted to violate any laws while out on bond. But some of you may have additional conditions that require you to stay away from certain people or certain places, and you will be made known or given those conditions today. You should not be communicating with any alleged victims, any alleged witnesses, and should you do so, your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. An additional charge of aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or other such charge can be brought against you, for which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison or fined up to $20,000. So please be mindful that these special conditions are taken very seriously by the court. For you who have family members or friends who may be assisting you with posting bond, they should wait a few hours from the conclusion of this calendar to give us time to process the paperwork. If your family or friend is an alleged victim, he or she will not be permitted to post bond on your behalf, as the court has put in a no contact order for any alleged victims with the accused. Some of you are charged with offenses for which the court is not authorized to set bail. In that event, a hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set a bond. Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to review your file to determine if they wish to provide a probation hold or a warrant for violation of your probation. This will usually occur during a preliminary hearing. Everyone has done a good job of listening up. Please listen up so going forward, because this is where we have a lot of questions and the court does not have time to repeat this 5 or 6 times. Your preliminary hearing is brought in order to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial. If you have felony offenses, the court will set a preliminary hearing for you, and you will decide with your attorney if you wish to waive it. However, for those of you who are facing misdemeanors only, you have the opportunity to waive your preliminary hearing, moving your matter along a little bit quicker. If you waive your preliminary hearing, you are not affecting your right to post bond. You are not affecting your right to have an attorney, and you are not affecting your right to a trial. All you're merely doing is waiving that initial hearing and moving your matter forward to the state court. You are waiving your preliminary hearing. You will sign your waiver today, and you will receive your court date in the mail. For those of you who bond out, you will automatically be waiving your preliminary hearing. So keep that in mind when I ask you if you wish to waive it. If you are bonding out, you will be automatically waiving your preliminary hearing. However, if you are unable to bond out and you are facing misdemeanors only, you can still waive your preliminary hearing, moving your matter along quicker, allowing you to go before the state court, where you will either be pleading guilty and being sentenced or pleading not guilty and being set down for a trial. So be mindful, if you are facing misdemeanors only, I will ask you if you wish to waive your preliminary hearing. As I've stated earlier, we are streaming live on YouTube. As I call each of you before the court, I will let you know what you have been charged with, and I will ask you if you wish for me to elaborate by explaining what the court has reviewed in the warrants or the warrantless arrest affidavit. You have the option to waive the reading of those documents if you would like. So when I ask you if you want me to waive your reading or read your charges aloud, I'm asking, do you want me to read the details of the warrants or the warrantless arrest affidavit? We will begin with the lady inmates and follow up with the gentlemen. Let me know when you all are ready to proceed, and we'll get started.
We're ready,
Thank you.
Adam.
First up should be Kendria Adams. Ma'am, you are charged with criminal trespass, criminal damage to property in the second degree, burglary, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of the warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have the affidavit read aloud?
Well, I can waive it.
Your bond is $17,000. You must stay away from George Cartner. You shall not return to 9246 River Chase Way, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I am, Your Honor.
Some of your charges are felony offenses, which means you will not be allowed to waive your preliminary hearing. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Does that mean I get a bond to go try to put a bond?
You can still try to set bond. Yes, ma'am. I'm not holding you, but your preliminary hearing is scheduled for December 9th, okay?
That's the question. My home is 9246 River Chase Way. That's where I live.
Ma'am, based on the
That's where I live, ma'am.
I understand, but based on the accusations as reviewed by the court, I am not allowing you to return to that property for any reason. I will allow you to go with a sheriff's escort, since that is your residence, for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another attorney or another judge. So like I said, I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. I understand that's your residence, but based on the allegations, ma'am, you are not permitted to go back to that place without a sheriff's escort until that matter is resolved. Do you understand?
I do, ma'am. That means I have to go through doing an eviction to get the person away from my house.
I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you that you are not permitted to go back to that property for any reason without a sheriff's escort. And even when you go with the sheriff's escort, you are only going to get your personal property, and then you shall leave until you get that condition modified by another judge or some other means, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day. Krishan Nelson should be next.
I'm sorry, you said Keyshawn Nelson?
Yes, is that not a woman?
I believe it is. Did you have a jumper, Kiara jumper, or is it Adam?
Let me double check. I did see that name, but let's continue on through and I'll double check, okay?
Ms. Nelson's at the podium.
Thank you so much. Ma'am, you are charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Read it aloud.
It is alleged that you did with intent hit the television screen of William Flowers several times with a remote control, causing the screen to crack in several places and causing damage greater than $500. You and the offender have two children together. This occurred in Clayton County, Georgia, and it was witnessed by Renata Howard, a family friend. Do you currently reside with Mr. Flowers?
No, ma'am.
Was this Jonathan Road his address or your address?
His address.
So you are to stay away from Mr. Flowers. Your bond is $5,000 and you cannot return to 22 Jonathan Road in Clayton County, Georgia. You must also not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
This is a felony offense. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Alexis O'Neill should be next. You are charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, theft by taking, criminal trespass, damage to property, criminal damage in the first degree, and hit and run causing an accident. Do you understand your charge and weigh the reading of your warrants, or do you wish to have your warrants read aloud?
Yes, ma'am, I understand, and I will restore them.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, you should stay away from Mr. Robinson and Ms. Fama Kimwa. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Jacqueline Pierce should be next.
That's me. Ma'am,
Good morning. You are charged with financial card fraud, deposit account fraud, and influencing a witness. Do you understand your charges, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud?
and my charges.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you, based on the nature of the influencing a witness charge, the court does not feel inclined to set a bond on these charges. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. I'm not saying you're guilty of it, ma'am. Just please know that I've not judged you as guilty or innocent about this. But based on the nature of the charge, and the warrant that was approved by another judge, I'm not giving you a bond at this time. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your lawyer can review these charges more in detail, potentially talk with the DA or the solicitor or whoever to see if there's a way to get you a bond on these charges. But as of now, the court is not giving you a bond.
Okay, I have one question. So I have to go to court on the 7th and the 9th?
Okay, so you have the 7th already. I couldn't remember what date you had earlier this week. So I'm gonna put you on the 7th for both of those days, okay?
How do I find out who my attorney is? Because no one contacted me the first time.
They're supposed to see you within 72 hours. I'm not sure why they haven't yet, but they should be seeing you shortly, ma'am, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm not over the public defender's office, but I do know that they usually do make it a point to get out there to see you, okay? Next, we have an add-on of Santana Alawepo. Do they know about that add-on, everybody?
We weren't made aware, Your Honor. If you give us the last name, we'll go ahead and get it up as soon as possible.
Thank you. It's Olawepo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Let me check real quick for Ms. Jumper.
And we also have a Miss Johnson and a Miss McGee.
Okay, let me check for those. It may just be me moving quickly and putting them in the wrong set because those names do sound familiar. Give me one moment, okay? Thank you. We are back on the record. Sherry Johnson. Ma'am, you were charged with simple battery and criminal trespass, damage to property. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
To hear it.
It is alleged that on November 7th, the offender, Sherry Johnson, got into a verbal altercation with the victim, Michael Adams, in regards to him cheating. The verbal altercation then turned physical. The offender attempted to pull the offender out of the vehicle by grabbing him and ripping his t-shirt during the altercation. The offender and victim are the couple. This event took place in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $7,000. You're to stay away from Michael Adams. Do you reside with him at 5715 Williamsburg Terrace in Atlanta, Georgia?
That's my home. He doesn't live there. He moved out in August. He was just there because he picked up a vehicle for me.
Okay, the warrant indicates that he does reside there, ma'am. And so I'm going to have to keep you away from that residence of 5715 Williamsburg Terrace in Atlanta, Georgia. If you will let me just explain to you what that means. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. And so you can talk to your lawyer about the fact that he does not reside there, and he or she, whoever's appointed, can talk with a judge or prosecutor about getting that modified. But because the warrant indicates that you all reside together, out of an abundance of caution, the court has to make sure that we put things in place. It is for your protection as well as his. Okay, so I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Are you able to make bond, ma'am? Yeah. Okay. This is a misdemeanor, so you have the opportunity to waive your hearing. Do you wish to waive your prelim, ma'am?
Yes, I'd like to waive it.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver, and your next court date will come in. Have a good day. Kiera Jumper should be next.
Jumper? Okay, ma'am. Jumper is the last name. Step into the podium, please.
Kiera Jumper. You are charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Ma'am, I didn't raise my right hand.
What was that?
I didn't raise my right hand.
Okay, will you raise your right hand now?
No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read to you your warrant, and then you'll have a good day, okay? The officer was flagged down by KMS cleaning workers stating that she saw two females in a fight in the third floor of the atrium. Ms. Kiera Jumper was the primary aggressor, hitting a DOA security worker, Courtney Bryant, causing a cut on her face. Ms. Jumper was arrested and charged with battery and was taken into Clayton County Jail. Her property was placed in the property. Your bond is $3,500. You shall stay away from Courtney Bryant, and you shall not violate any laws without on bond. Your next court date will be November 17th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Do you realize batteries with a
Step
weapon?
this way, ma'am. Ma'am, step this way.
Next should be Rose McGee. Good morning, ma'am.
Your Honor.
You were charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud? Okay, your bond is $3,500, and you are to stay away from James Clark. You cannot return to 7811 North Main Street in Jonesboro, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No, ma'am. I was
Do you
hoping,
wish to?
I was hoping to get out on my own recognizance. I didn't realize it would be that much.
No, ma'am. When these type of charges are considered violent offenses, we do not do ORs on violent offenses. I know it doesn't feel that way to you, but it's the policy of this court for any charges that are violent in nature to not just do an OR bond. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. In the event that you are not bonded out, they will bring you up in front of the judge, okay? Thank you. And we did Ms. Nelson already, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Were we able to get Mr. Lowell, or do we start with the gentleman?
She's still right, Your Honor. We can start with the male.
Okay, there's also an add-on for the males. Mr. Jenkins, he was brought up yesterday, and I reset him for today. So I just want to make y'all aware of that as well. Did y'all know about that?
Yes, Your Honor. We take care of that.
Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and get started with the mails. Are y'all ready for me to go ahead and get started? Moawiyah Adam.
State your name. Step up to the podium, say your name.
Good morning, sir. You are charged with DUI and open container. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrant arrest affidavit, or you wish to have the arrest affidavit read aloud? You said you understand? I can't hear you, sir. Please speak up.
No, ma'am. I don't understand what you're saying.
So you are accused of entering into a road safety check that you stated you did not have a valid license, that you stated your Minnesota license was valid, that the officers checked the NCIC and confirmed a valid license. The officer alleges that he detected a heavy odor of alcoholic beverage, that you submitted to field sobriety test, and that you were charged with DUI less safe, that open containers were found inside of the vehicle, and that you admitted to consuming the alcohol. Your bond is $5,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
No, ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Your next court date will be November 17th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Step this way, sir.
Come on, show this one.
Next should be Terrico Balcom.
Your Honor, we have to add on female for you, ma'am.
Okay, let's do her first. Miss, good morning. Ma'am, you are charged with DUI and following too closely. Do you wish for me to read out your charges aloud, or do you understand? We are streaming live on YouTube. You said you understand? So you waive the reading?
No, you don't need to read. I understand the charges.
Okay, your bond is $5,500, and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes.
These are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, ma'am. Mr. Balcom should be next. Good morning, sir. You are charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree and reckless conduct. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
No, ma'am, I understand.
Your bond is $12,000. You should stay away from Alexis Hudson. You cannot return to 635 Walding Landing in Hampton. It was indicated on the warrantless arrest affidavit that that is your residence. Because of that, I will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand? Are you able to make bond? Your next court date, as the criminal damage is a felony, your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next should be Barranco, Samuel Barranco. Mr. Barranco, you are charged with failure to yield the right of way when turning left, a violation of your learner's permit. How old are you?
Say what?
How old are you?
17.
You're charged with violation of your learner's permit, violation of restricted license, possession of a handgun by a person under the age of 18, possession of a weapon or the commission of a crime, 2 for violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and carrying a concealed weapon. Your bond is $38,500, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I don't know.
These are felony offenses, and well, some of them are felony offenses. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Am I coming in choppy? a notification that my internet was unstable. Are you all able to hear?
Judge, it is coming in a little choppy sometimes.
Okay, let me try to reconnect to a different apparatus. Give me 1 second. Okay, Andre Cato should be next. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Sir, you are charged with theft by receiving stolen property and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have your charges read aloud?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which one? You want me to read it or you want to waive it? Your bond is $20,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
These are felony offenses. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Say that again, ma'am. December.
December 9th. Charles Arnold or Arnold Charles.
Arnold.
Get the last question.
The what?
First word.
Sounds good. Get the first plat.
Mr. Arnold. Are you Mr. Charles or Arnold Charles?
What's wrong?
You're charged with obstruction of an officer, loitering or prowling, altered ID on a weapon, and possession of a firearm by a felon. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Out loud.
It is alleged that on November 7th, the officer was advised by Vice Unit that two males were at a Texaco gas station loitering. The males kept going in and out of the gas station, not conducting any form of business. The officer arrived on the scene where he was advised that the male walked into the store and had a firearm concealed. The officer walked in to make contact with the male who was loitering. The male started yelling and tensing up. Sergeant Parrish grabbed the subject who was shielding the firearm and appeared to be reaching for the firearm. I grabbed the subject's right arm and reached into his waistband and pulled the firearm away from him. I then placed the firearm on the counter behind me and attempted to place the subject in handcuffs, who was still tensing up, not listening to verbal commands, to place his hands behind his back, subject legs, and attempted to bring the subject to the ground, who was pulling away from us. Sergeant Parrish had his upper body and placed the subject on the ground. Sergeant Doyle arrived and observed us still trying to gain compliance. Sergeant Doyle yelled taser and drive stun the subject in the middle of his back to gain compliance. The subject quickly gave out and put his hands behind his back. The subject was identified as Arnold Charles. Charles' firearm serial number was altered with a thick coating of glitter. Charles was a convicted felon for burglary out of April of 2009. Medical unit arrived on the scene and checked out Charles and released him for transport. Your bond is $18,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Probably.
These are felony offenses. Well, some of them are. Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Willie Dorsey should be next.
Dorsey?
Yes, please. Mr. Dorsey, you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you want it read aloud?
I understand, ma'am.
Your bond is $5,000. You are to stay away from Kenesha Dorsey. You cannot return to 16 Hillside Drive in Stockbridge, Georgia. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Thank you. This is a misdemeanor offense, which means you can waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Your next court date will be November 17th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Robert Emerson should be next. Sir, you were charged with theft by receiving stolen property, 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a felon, and loitering or prowling. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? I'm sorry, I can't hear you, sir.
I said, I understand it.
Your bond is $31,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date, as most of these charges are felonies, your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Felton Galliano. Galliano, you are charged with simple battery, obstruction of an officer, battery on a police officer, terroristic threats, and battery. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud? Your bond is $24,000. You shall stay away from Ariana Porter and Awana Lowe. You cannot return to 2180 Mount Zion Parkway in Morrow, Georgia. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah, we live together. Man, we gotta.
I understand, but you are not allowed to go back there, except for I will allow you to go back with a sheriff's escort for the purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand?
I understand. Is there any way to have a reduction on that bond?
No, sir. What was that?
First offense in Georgia. I never been in trouble.
No, based on the nature of the charges and my review of the charges, they're very serious offenses. And so no, you shall not have a reduced bond at all. 24,000 is your bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. DeAndre Garrett should be next.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. You're charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand, ma'am.
Your bond is $7,000 and you shall stay away from Ronnie Triplett. Do you know Mr. Triplett personally? Well, you don't have to answer that, but you are to stay away from Ronnie Triplett. Your bond is $7,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. The warrant indicates that you do not know him personally, so you should have no reason to be around his residence or you around her. He is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond? This is a misdemeanor, so you have the opportunity to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Is that like the time served thing or?
No. I'm gonna go ahead and set it down. I explained it a little bit earlier. Sometimes people don't quite get it, which is fine. I'm not upset, but I will appoint an attorney to represent you as I have everyone else, and your lawyer can go over whether or not you should waive it. If you bond out, you will be waiving it automatically anyway, but for the time being, go ahead and just mark your calendar for November 17th, okay? Have a good day. Jaleel Green. Is he OTB, Mr. Green? It was a license charge.
Yes, ma'am, he's on TV.
Thank you so much. Chandler Johnson. Sir, you're charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, now I'm saying.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Michael Adams. You cannot return to 5715 Williamsburg Terrace. It was indicated on the warrantless arrest affidavit that that is your residence. So you can return with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Well, if I waive it, would that make my time here shorter?
If you waive it, no, it does not affect your time in. Your next court date will be November 17th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Michael Jordan should be next. Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
It's all understand.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Brittany Kelly. You cannot return to 4318 Edinburgh Way. It was indicated on the warrantless arrest affidavit that that is your residence. As a result of that, you can go back with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until the matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate bond. Are you able to make bond?
Oh, yes.
This is a misdemeanor, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Your next court date will be November 17th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Jarrell McGee. Are you Mr. McGee?
Yeah.
You are charged with stop sign violation, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, open container, and driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Instead of charge.
Your bond is $4,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? These are all misdemeanor offenses, which means you can waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir. DeAndre Lodge. Is Mr. Lodge available?
Sure, bring him up.
Thank you. Mr. Lodge, you are charged with 2 counts of loitering or prowling, 2 counts of entering automobile, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of the warrants, or do you wish to have the warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
Understand.
Your bond is $35,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
What was that? Your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Drayshawn Moore. How old are you, sir?
20.
You are charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and stalking. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? Can I hear you?
I say I understand.
Your bond is $15,000. You shall stay away from Janiyah Johnson. You shall not return to 2563 Spivey Court. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. The court wants to let you know that these charges are very serious. If these conditions are violated in any way, you will be facing much more serious charges. It also looks like the sheriff's department has put you on notice that you are on a watch list as being accused of stalking. So keep that in mind, sir. Are you able to make bond? These are misdemeanor offenses, believe it or not. So at this time, you do have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Donovan Pitts. You're charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of the warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Okay. Your bond is $15,000. You are to stay away from Miss Woodard. You cannot return to 10428 Sierra Point Drive, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you can waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Joshua Ramsey. Can you raise it up a little bit? I can't see his face. I know he's a little taller. Thank you. Sir, you were charged with speeding, possession of marijuana less than announced, an open container violation. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have your affidavit read aloud? Your bond is $2,500. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? These are misdemeanor offenses, so you can waive your preliminary hearing if you wish. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Jarvis Rickerson. You are charged with simple assault, family violence, and simple battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your charges, or do you wish to have it read aloud? Your bond is $7,000, and you must stay away from, is it Real? You're to stay away from Real Austin. Do you currently reside with her?
Yes.
You cannot return to that 10221 Hamilton Glen. You cannot return to that address. Since it is your residence, I will allow you to go with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property for any reason without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
These are misdemeanors. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver, sir, and your court date will come in the mail. Rondarius Sheffield. Sir, you're charged with possession of marijuana less than announced and speeding. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of the your affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $2,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Shane Stevens. You are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond $3,500. You're to stay away from Billy Klinger. You cannot return to 33 Treasure Drive in Riverdale. It was indicated that that is your residence. As such, you can go with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that personal property until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Could you tell me what the bond amount was? Because you broke up for a second.
Yes, it's $3,500.
Okay.
Another special condition is that you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor, so you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Have a good day. Your next court date will come in the mail. Trevi Thornton.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir, or it's afternoon now. You are charged with too fast for conditions, reckless driving, and driving under the influence. I have dismissed your driving under the influence charge as the WAA does not have enough elements to meet the level of probable cause for a DUI. However, your charge of reckless driving and too fast for conditions still stand. Do you understand those charges and waive the formal reading of your accusation, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Your bond for those remaining charges are $2,000 and was not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
These are misdemeanors. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Rodney Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, you are charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce, a felony count on violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, open container, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, use or possession of drug-related objects, improper lane change, driving on a suspended license, and dangerous drugs. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? Your bond is $19,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Can I ask for reducing, Your Honor? Just so I can get medical, proper medical, if it's possible, you know? I'm throwing up long past out and everything, you know? I'm just trying to make.
I already reduced several of your felony charges, sir. So this is as low as the court is inclined to go. I haven't appointed an attorney to represent you. He or she can talk to the prosecutor or maybe another judge about lowering the bond even further, but I am not inclined to lower it any further. As I stated, I've already reduced it already from what is typical for these type of drug charges. So are you able to make bond or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Some of these charges are felony offenses. So your next court date will be December 9th at 8 a.m. in room 201, okay? Have a good day.
Thank you, y'all.
Thank you. My file says that's it. Do we have anybody else?
I just want to verify, Your Honor, you did do lodge already, right?
Yes, I already did Mr. Lodge. I told him of his bond, and then we did set him down for December 9th.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. That's everyone.
Okay, thank you. Y'all have a good day, okay?
Bye, Judge. Have a good day.
Bye, Tasha. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye, Ms. Denson. Y'all have a good one.